Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I am here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's this week starting Monday the 15th of November through till Sunday the 21st of November. So welcome. I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. I am going to say hello in the comments, so please comment and say hello, and I'll say hello to you in a couple of minutes. First of all, if you're new to watching, welcome. If you are new, please let us know so we can welcome you especially. What I'll be doing today is using my Speed of Light Oracle cards with my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. These have been combined to make a 110 card deck, and I'll be using this deck to find the best cards for this week. I'm not doing personal readings here for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared supports you at this time and for this week ahead. As always, please take on board what feels right and what resonates and what fits into your life easily. The things that seem like I'm talking directly to you and that this is just for you, you can pay attention to that stuff and just let the other stuff go. So it's freezing today. Don't be deceived by the sun. We've literally had snow, which is very surprising because we are supposed to be going into summer. And it is, it was 5 degrees before. It's now gone up to 7 degrees Celsius, which is quite cold for this time of the year. So it's one of those snowy, cold, windy, rainy, sleety kind of days. But in between that, there's sunshine. Crazy weather. So welcome, Avril. Good morning. And Wolf is here from Long Island. Welcome. Hello, Margarita and Siobhan. Hi, Erin and Vivian. Jill's here from New South Wales. Welcome. And where are we here? Josephine. I'm on time today. You sure are. Welcome. Angie is here. Really need some guidance from your cards. Well, welcome, Angie. I trust you received something helpful. Colleen is here. Need some downtime to listen and learn. Well, I trust you received that, Colleen, and welcome. Christopher, good morning. Christopher says, hello, I'm so excited I've caught you for a long time. I haven't caught you for a long time. I'm always working. Well, not today. Welcome, Christopher. Pamela, hello. Angie is from Brooklyn, New York City. Welcome, Angie. Hi, Jamie and Bettina. Good morning. Jerry is here, and Jerry is new. Welcome, Jerry. I trust you enjoy the time we spend together today. Wolf loves my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. I'm so pleased. Thank you. Hi, Carissa and Tiger Tassie. Are you from Tasmania? Maybe. Welcome. Wolf loves the snow. It's not literally settling on the ground. We are here at sea level. It doesn't typically do that even in winter, but we certainly had some snow. I captured on a little video. Karen, good morning. It's Karen's from New South Wales. Facebook still hasn't fixed their jumping up glitch in the comments. Kay says White Christmas. That's happened before. Hi, Anne from Sweden. Susan says it's dark here. Daylight savings is so depressing. You bring that beautiful light to my dark and gloomy end of the day. Well, that's good, but I trust that you have a good night, Susan. Hello, Annie and Cynthia. Kathleen, good morning. Real Joe Ryan is here. Sneaky watch from work. Hello from Brisbane. Awesome. Hi, Jamie. Jamie's from Massachusetts, I think. Hold on. Massachusetts. Oh, that's nice. Say hello to your aunt for me, please, Jamie. Annie, welcome. Hello, Penny and Carol Ann. Cindy and Rachel. It sounds like everyone's here, so let's get started. Welcome to you all. So while I'm shuffling to prepare to pull some cards for this week, let's recap on last week's theme, which I hadn't even had a chance to re-look back at the video last week, so I only just reminded myself of the theme again just before I started this stream. So our theme was stepping in, which was making a new commitment. And some of those commitments, or maybe the commitment that we may have considered, was certainly a solo commitment or something that we would make potentially on our own. So did you make any new commitments last week, or have any new sort of directions that started opening up for you? Because I know I certainly have. Whether I want to pursue things or not is another thing. But I certainly felt like I wanted to really seriously consider making a new commitment. So that was a nice, surprising recap for me of our theme. But we're focusing our attention now on this new week. So I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 15th of November, and it's exactly 8:47 a.m. So I'm looking for the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead, starting Monday the 15th of November through to Sunday the 21st of November 2021. So I'm shuffling my cards and I'm looking for the best cards that the majority of us need for this week. I trust in the way I pull my cards, and I trust in my cards themselves. So I confidently am clear about how I'm going to pick my cards and my intention. So the way I do that is to hold my intention to find the best cards this week for the majority of us. So it's not just for me, it's for everyone who's open to it. And then when I feel I need to stop shuffling, which is now, I split the deck into two, put the top deck and part of the deck underneath, and then I'm left with my deck here. That's the way I pull my cards, which is right for me. It may be completely different to the way you do it, but you know, my way's right for me, your way is right for you. Just be confident in the way you pull your cards, and that will make for a confident and clear reading. Okay, so now I close my eyes and I look at the shape that I'm seeing in my mind's eye to lay these cards out, face down, in the shape of a letter H. This week's guidance is brought to you by the letter H. And we have 4, 5, 6 Speed of Light and 1 Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. So let's turn these over and see what we have potentially for this week. Okay, we have 2 featured cards. So we have this one to look at first. This is the Shaman. It has further instructions here which say to fan out the deck and take a card. So I'm just going to fan out the deck. I'm not even going to look. I'm just going to grab this card here. Or the Stallion. Oh, yes. So these 2 cards go together. I'm going to talk about them pretty much straight away. Or actually, I will straight away in a minute because they're right at the top. And the other featured card is the the Medicine Pouch. And this has further instructions here which say again to fan out the deck and choose a card. So I'm going to fan out a deck and I trust this is the best card to go with Medicine Pouch. So I'm going to put those together. They'll be talked about later. So let's start. Let's see how this resonates with you. We've got these 2 cards for the beginning of the week. So I feel like it's the start of the week, and I want to go Monday, Tuesday and into Wednesday. So these first couple of days of the week. And we have these 2 cards in effect. So these 2 have come up together for a reason. And what I'm going to do first is look at them separately, and then we'll look at their relationship together. So see what speaks to you here. We have the Shaman, card 17. And it says solitude, grounding, mending, privacy, and reassess. So this is suggesting that some of us might start the week feeling a little withdrawn, quiet, or really wanting our private time. We might feel a little antisocial in some ways because we just want to be in our cave. For healing, for mending, for reassessing our life is usually the main reasons when this card comes up. So there is a withdrawal feeling in general early in the week, but it's a really important time to almost disconnect or back off from things that are happening so that we can work out what we want to do, where we want to go in our life, what's led us to here, where we are now and where we're going, and especially where we're going because it connects with this card. So I'll talk about this on its own and then we'll see how these link in together. So card 1, the Stallion. Card 1 in any deck really talks about the beginning of things as well. But this is the Stallion, and the Stallion says to untie yourself, to really consider where you feel tied down, held back, constricted, limited, squashed perhaps, or where you're not happy in your life. Where is your wild spirit feeling tamed and trapped? Have you lost that wild part of yourself, that wild, free, sort of loving spirit that maybe you used to be known for? Maybe things have become too serious, too pressured, too stressful for you, for example. So this is about considering where we feel tied down, where we feel held back, where we feel restricted, where we feel like we're not growing. And what can we do, or what can we consider to free ourselves, to untie ourselves, to let our wild spirit be free again? So that might be going on some new adventures, learning something new. It might be breaking away or closing a door on part of our life that doesn't work for us anymore, that it's actually making us regress instead of progress personally. There's a lot of action in this card and a lot of movement. So I think of wild horses running through wherever they are in nature, in the wild. So what part of your life needs to be revived and awakened again to life and freedom and wildness and adventure? That's what this card brings. So when we look at these two together, this suggests that there's a private sort of withdrawal energy, or just even time to contemplate, to consider, to reassess, to heal, to mend, but especially to consider where we feel tied down or stuck or stagnant, or what we're going through in our life that doesn't resonate with us any longer. And what we can do to potentially set ourselves on this course or this track. Maybe there are hobbies we've been thinking about investing time in. So the energy is favourable to contemplate that and then work with this active energy to take action on it. Maybe we've been called onto a new path or into a new direction. So there is a lot of this sort of energy around for us to contemplate and consider and potentially start taking action on, but especially contemplating with this Shaman card in here. So this is a really exciting start to the week. There's lots to think about, especially about our future ahead. Okay, so then we're looking at Tuesday and Wednesday. So Tuesday and Wednesday, the 16th, 17th of November. And we'll have 2 cards for Tuesday and Wednesday. Oh, I didn't see that card down there. Okay, so we've got these 2 cards for Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesday the 16th, Wednesday the 17th. So we'll talk about Tuesdays first. And it's the Jellyfish, card 55. This is the last card in the deck. So this talks about things tying up. And tying up loose ends, closing some doors, things coming to an end perhaps at the moment as well. So this is the Jellyfish, and the Jellyfish says vulnerable, flow, sensitive and protection. So we may feel a little vulnerable, sensitive, fragile, raw, exposed early this week, especially around Tuesday. So there is a heightened sense of sensitivity potentially, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because our sensitivities can reveal to us what's not working in our life and can help pull us in a new direction. The more we try and squish down or hold back or run away from our sensitivities, the louder they're going to get. So it might be important on Tuesday to take some time or make some time to really feel upon what we're feeling sensitive about. What are we feeling vulnerable about, and why? Are there insecurities coming up? Are there issues coming to the surface we need to deal with? So our sensitivities can give us a lot of information if we're willing to face them and look at them and feel them and sit in those vulnerabilities and sensitivities. If we ignore or look the other way or distract ourselves with other things, they're just going to get louder. So what I would encourage us all to do is, if we're feeling sensitive on Tuesdays, to sit in that sensitivity and see what it's telling us. Where is it guiding us? What is it showing us that we need to do for our healing, or for our future, or for ourselves to improve who we are? So also knowing that we're safe and protected feels to be important here, but there is a squishy, gooey you know, I feel like I'm poking in a jellyfish, sort of, it feels squishy and gooey. We may feel that way a bit on Tuesday, and we may even feel that way on Monday a bit too. So let's listen to how we feel, because it can give us a lot of information. And then coming from that, it feels like something cracking open, like that squishiness turns into a shell, and then we crack it out and from the inside of that shell and crack out from the inside. So we have creation, card 29, and it says source, uncoil, light, and authentic. So this is about coming out of hiding. It's about uncoiling ourselves. So if we're feeling very tight and coiled up and squishy and sensitive, and anything anyone says we take personally, and we're overreacting a lot, maybe feeling overwhelmed as well, then it's time to really do something about that, especially if we've been feeling it for a while. And it feels like things firm up somehow. I don't know how, but I feel like it's like the squishiness, it's like a squishy, soft egg. And it feels like later in Tuesday it potentially gains a shell. And this shell is like a form of protection, so that we can deal with the squishiness that's inside, so we don't spew out or runny egg everywhere. I know it sounds weird, but this is just what I'm feeling here, so it's the best way I can describe it for now. It feels like towards the end of Tuesday that a shell comes up, so we might feel that we might move into our quiet place, like with the shaman card, to heal, to mend, to reassess our life and work out how we really feel about certain things. And that shell is like our safe place that's created, and it could be that stepping back, that private time to heal and to really sit in our feelings and sit in our sensitivities and whatever's coming up for us. So through Wednesday then, it feels like we're cracking out of that egg, out of that shell, like we're a butterfly cracking out of the cocoon. So there is something transforming, it feels like, over Tuesday and into Wednesday, that's going to possibly shift for us and transform and bring the butterfly out of the egg or out of the cocoon. So the gooey egg turns into like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, and we break out of that cocoon, it feels like, on Wednesday. So it feels like a breakthrough, potential opportunities, definitely coming out of hiding, uncoiling ourselves and transforming something that feels very personal to us, something we've probably been struggling with emotionally, that we're being encouraged to really look at. So the energy is favourable to sit in it. Use your journal if you need to explore what's going on for you. Sit in your meditation, your quiet time, if you can and if you want to, so that you can break through this heavy energy that's been it's like it's a bit weird, but it's like maybe lately it feels like any type of word or any type of situation very sensitive to, and it's like piercing, and all the blood and all the soft egg running out everywhere. So to help kind of manage that, it feels like making some time to explore. That's important. I trust that makes some sense to you. Thursday, the 18th of November, we have Initiation, card 21. And this says mastery, milestone, progression, and greatness. So this is improvement. This is progressing, a personal progression with something. This is like an initiation test. So it's like sitting the exam. I've talked about this a lot lately because this card has come up maybe every second week for the last couple of months. So I feel like this is a fairly regular thing I'm saying. But it's like sitting the exam after we've studied and done all tests and things for the year before we can pass to the next level. So there is a feeling on Thursday that we'll probably be tested and potentially pass an initiation test. But the good thing to remember with initiation tests, as I've mentioned recently and before, is that they usually tests that we have been through before. So it's like, you know, the study and the tests that we have during school or whatever, and then we sit the big exam, and the examination test picks things that we've learned all year to see if we've really learned them. So on Thursday we might find that we're tested on things, but if we stop and get perspective and just sort of relax for a minute, we might see that we've actually recently been through these tests. So if we say something like, why am I going through this again? I thought I recently resolved this. then yes, we probably have, and yes, we have resolved it, but we're being finally tested, the final test to see if we really have learned what we claim we've learned. So let's pull what we've learned from the past, the recent months and weeks, to pass this test so we can move to the next level. So there is a sense of progression here, potentially, and moving to the next level on Thursday. So lots of personal progression is the feeling already this week. Right, Friday. Friday the 19th. Let's go over to these two cards. So Friday the 19th, we have these two. There's this featured card, Medicine Pouch, with Sacred Haven. So these have come up together for a reason. So I'm going to again look at these separately, and then we'll look at their relationship together. So this is card 54, the Medicine Pouch, and it says resources, gather, knowledge, and connect. Connect. So this is all the stuff we've been gathering, or that we are currently gathering or accumulating. So this would be things like saving money for something that we're working towards, for example. So it's like putting resources aside into a bank account, or saving resources for something. It can also be gathering resources or gathering information or skills that will help us in the future. So there is a sense of gathering or saving or collecting with this energy. So if something that you are dealing with right now requires you to save or collect or gather resources, and this is really important for you or for those of us at this time. So let's trust in what we need to collect and gather for our future moving forward. And we have card 5, Sacred Haven, which says gratitude, connect, reflect, and stand still. So this is about standing still, stopping and counting our blessings, stopping to smell the roses, and really thinking about or connecting with what we appreciate, what is working for us in our life, what have we accomplished, what have we been through, what have we moved past in our life, especially on Friday, to stop and really count the things that we are blessed with, the people in our life, the roof over our head, the food that we can have on the table, and all that sort of stuff. So we're being encouraged here to be grateful for what we have been gathering and collecting. So if you're working on saving or collecting resources for something that's still a ways off, you might just be partially through your gathering of resources or funds or whatever you're gathering here, where it's important, it feels on Friday, to stop and notice and be grateful for what we have already accumulated or saved or collected. That it might just be like a milestone on that journey to what we're aiming for, but it's important to count our blessings along the way. So there is a lot to appreciate in regards to what we're gathering and collecting. Now, if you've been talking about lately that you need to save your money for something that you've got planned or whatever, then it's very favourable this week, especially around Friday, to get started, if we haven't already, with our savings. It can be just a small percentage of the income we might be getting that we can put aside. Even if it takes longer than we might hope, every little bit counts. If we can cut out a little bit of something that may not be good for us and put that into an account, for example, or put that aside, squirrel it away, that will start to grow. Every little bit counts. So it's a great time to start, but also a great time to acknowledge what we have already been working towards. So I trust that makes sense for you. Okay, Saturday the 20th of November, and we have the Cockatoo, card 47, and the Cockatoo suggests for us to be compromising, to find a compromise on Saturday, especially with something that might be, what I want to say is a little stressful for us, because I can feel energy moving in the solar plexus. So there might be a situation that we feel a bit uncomfortable with that comes up on Saturday, that we might find that we need to find a compromise, or encourage other people to perhaps find a compromise too. So let's be careful we're not being too stubborn or too fixed on Saturday, but find a resolution that's pleasing and compromising to other people that may be involved, let's say. There is also a strong social element on Saturday because the cockatoo is a very social animal, especially the white cockatoo. Very social and very vocal. So we might find some social energy too around on the 20th. And then that takes us to Sunday, the 21st of November. And we have this card, which is card 12, called Floating. And this says spontaneous, calling, mental break and escape. So we've been encouraged to really, and we might find that we just need it on Sunday, or to plan on Sunday for the weeks or months to come, is to take a much needed mental break. So if things are getting overwhelming, that's a sign that we need to take a break. Anytime I feel overwhelmed creeping in, I have to take a break. It's the only thing I can do because my perspective's warped and things are just bigger and louder and more intense than they really are. So once overwhelm hits for me, that's an immediate sign for me I need to take a break. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, then that may be something for you to consider doing. But if you've been stressed out or pressured, or things are just a bit too much, or you need a shift of perspective because you can't quite see things clearly, or you haven't quite got the clarity that you're looking for in a certain situation, then maybe on Sunday taking a short or longer break might be important. So what's really important with this card is that we move out of our everyday environment. So it may be going for a drive or for a walk or staying overnight somewhere, or whatever we can manage with our time and our resources. Because that actual physical taking us away from our everyday situation will likely have a shift perspective coming back. So that's what's really interesting about this card, is it's not only talking about a mental break, but it's the perspective shift when we come back. So things will seem and appear a bit differently and hopefully better for us on return, because we've taken that detached from our everyday surroundings. So taking a mental break may be important for us over the weekend, but especially on Sunday, or if we can't do it Sunday, maybe to consider for the week or weeks, days, months to come. So the other cards for this week, I trust they resonate and support you. You won't really know until the week progresses, so please come back and connect with the video throughout the week to get your bearings. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. The big thing coming up for me at the moment, if you live in Tasmania, Australia, is my first major solo exhibition in ceramics, which is focused around owls and raptors. So if you're in the area, please have a look at coming to my opening event, which is on Saturday the 4th of December in the afternoon at the Raptor Refuge. So there are amazing birds and eagles and owls and hawks live there as well. That's going to be my ceramics exhibition is going to be working with those beautiful animals. So if you're in the area, please have a look on my website. That's my ceramics website, which is leannepeters.com. There is an admission charge which is massively reduced to get into the Raptor Refuge. So just have a look if you're inspired to. And if you'd love to learn more about me and the work I do at Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. All right, let's get the theme card out. Yes, as far as my opening event, I don't know what the internet is like at the location. So if I'm not live streaming the opening event for those of you who are not in the area, then I will certainly be doing a video that I will share later that day. So that I hope to do, but I need to test the streaming abilities in the area because we're quite country here, so we don't have good internet in all places. And I do intend on releasing my exhibition things that are still available on December the 8th. So that will be going on my website if you're interested in having a look or purchasing anything from my exhibition. So keep an eye out for that stuff, I'll let you know. So the theme card, the best card for the theme is what I'm looking for, the theme for this week ahead. So the 15th to the 21st of November. This will help us see the bigger picture for this week and give us an overarching sort of energy to keep in mind this week. So the best card for the theme for the majority of us is this here. It's another Speed of Light Oracle card. And it's this, and this is very strong energy at the moment, so I'm not at all surprised about it. It's card 19, called Integration. It's from the Speed of Light Oracle cards, and it says settling, grounding, nature, and calm. And there is, I've just written the current energy report for the week, and there is this nice sense of calm and stability or stabilizing energy that's coming in, especially compared to the craziness and the chaos and the fierceness of recent weeks and months, and we could even say years, really. So it's nice, I feel, this calming energy that wants to come in this week. So we've been encouraged to really work with that. So let's use this energy to calm ourselves down, to take a break if we need to step into nature, to integrate. Now, what is integration? Integrate is to sort of assimilate or process what we've recently been learning or what we're working out we need to do for our future. So integrating, letting things settle, letting things process so we can work out who we've become or where we're going, what's changed for us. And a lot has changed. When we go through periods of change, then we usually go through periods too of integration. So settling. We might find we want to rest a bit this week, or we want to spend time out in nature. But for me too, integration includes activity. So it's not necessarily just resting and sleeping the week through, which most of us can't do anyway. There tends to be a fair bit of activity in integration for me, especially creating and making and planning and processing and writing. So it's to help, basically integration for me is to help me understand what I've been through, to have the sort of realizations, the aha moment. Now I see why I had to go through this. So it's the comprehension, it's the knowledge, it's the understanding personally of what we're going through or what we have been going through and where we're going. So there's clarity, isn't there, with integration. So things are settling. Let's let them settle. Because if we keep investing in the fear and the chaos and the separation, that's what we're going to feel, the stress of that. So some of us may need to detach from some things that are stressful to let things settle and let things calm for us so we can catch our breath, count our blessings, and quieten things down just for a bit and enjoy the moments when we have that, because they are so precious. They seem to be few these days and very, very precious. So let's enjoy our quieter integration time. So thank you so much for connecting. Have a fantastic week ahead. Happy birthday, happy anniversary if you're celebrating. And I will likely see you again, hopefully next week for the weekly guidance, next Monday. And maybe through the week for some other support videos that I may be inspired to bring forward. Take care of yourself and sending you loads of love from my heart to yours. Thank you.